You replay the conversation again, not because you missed something, you caught every word the first time. You replay it because some part of you is standing just behind your own eyes, watching you have the thought, and then watching you have a thought about the thought. You said goodbye an hour ago, and you are still in the room, still recording, still reviewing the footage frame by frame. You know the specific feeling of starting to enjoy something, and then noticing that you are enjoying it, and the instant you notice, the enjoyment thins out and goes flat, like a word repeated until it stops meaning anything. You sit down to work, and instead you watch yourself sit down to work. You observe your own hesitation. You take careful notes on your own procrastination. You have become extraordinarily good at describing the cage, and somehow that has never once opened the door. People call you self-aware. They mean it kindly, but you suspect quietly that there is a version of self-aware that has gone too far, a place where awareness stops helping you live and starts replacing the living entirely. You are not lost in your feelings, you are lost one floor above them in the booth watching. Here is what is actually happening, and none of it is a character flaw. Inside your skull, there is a network that switches on the moment you stop attending to the outside world. Neuroscientists call it the default mode network, and its job is to model yourself, to rehearse, to predict, to ask, how am I doing? In most people, it idles quietly. In you, it overrevs. Layered on top of it, your medial prefrontal cortex runs a narrator, a low voice that describes you to yourself in real time. This is metacognition, thinking about your own thinking, and it is one of the most expensive features the human brain ever evolved. It is also the thing that lets you plan, reflect, and avoid repeating last year's mistakes. Your wiring is not broken. If anything, it is too good. But there is a cost the brochure never lists. You were built to run two processes that are meant to take turns, one that experiences the moment and one that monitors the experience. In you, they run at the same time, stacked on top of each other. Every thought you have is immediately sampled, audited, and graded by the process watching it, and measurement is never neutral. In physics, there is a principle that the act of observing a system disturbs it. You cannot watch the particle without bending its path. Your attention behaves the same way. Watch a thought as it forms, and the thought stops forming. It freezes, it fractures, it refuses to flow. What feels like insight is mostly the echo of your own watching. No new signal, just the loop, mistaking its own noise for depth. Picture a single room, one camera on a mount, one monitor on the wall, and a window. The camera has one purpose, to point at that window and capture the world on the far side of it. The daylight, the movement, the task waiting to be done, the actual unfilmed life. But the camera has been turned the wrong way. Instead of facing the window, it has swiveled to face its own monitor. So the screen now shows the screen, which shows the screen, a corridor of frames collapsing inward, smaller and smaller, into a tunnel with no bottom. The image strobes, it tears, it never resolves into anything, because there is nothing on the other end to resolve into. That tunnel is what it looks like to watch yourself think. And here is the quiet tragedy of the setup. The camera only has so much bandwidth, and every last unit of it is now spent photographing its own feed. 0 frames of the real room are being captured. The daylight through the window, the work on the desk, the hours of your one and only life, all of it is unfolding off-screen, unrecorded, while the lens stares deeper into a picture of itself. The harder it looks, the more violently the image shatters. Behind the camera, a window with the entire world moving in it. And the lens is aimed 2 inches the other way at a pane of glass full of static. There is exactly one control that matters here. A swivel handle on the mount. It is not locked. It was never locked. The lens can be rotated back toward the window at any second, a quarter turn of the wrist. Nobody is holding it inward. It simply has not been turned. So how do you turn it? Not the way you would expect. And this is the part almost everyone gets wrong. You do not fix this by thinking harder. You cannot analyze your way out of a problem that is built out of analysis. A sharper camera, a smarter monitor, a more detailed reading of your own mind. All of it only feeds the tunnel more frames to swallow. The escape was never a better picture. It is a different direction. The first move is to give the camera something real to film. Right now, wherever you are, find 5 things you can physically see, then 4 things you can hear, then 3 you can feel against your skin, the chair, the floor, the temperature of the air. This is not a relaxation trick. It is a hard reallocation of bandwidth. Raw sensory input and self-monitoring compete for the same narrow channel, and every frame you hand to the actual room is a frame the recursion cannot have. You are physically swiveling the lens back toward the window. The second move is to act before you feel ready. Take the task in front of you and shrink it to the smallest possible physical motion. Open the document, write 1 ugly sentence, lace 1 shoe, then perform that motion without narrating it. Do not describe yourself doing it, do not check how it feels. Spontaneity cannot survive being observed, so you move first and let the watching arrive too late to interfere. Motion collapses the tunnel in a way that thought never can. The third move is to refuse the replay. The instant the action is done, the narrator will grab the handle and try to swing the lens back inward. How did that go? What will they think? Could it have been better? That reaching is the entire disorder, and you are not obligated to obey it. You let the act stand unreviewed, ungraded. You leave the lens pointed at the world. The fourth move is the quiet one. You begin to notice that the version of you who actually lives, who works, who talks, who walks through the daylight was never the one in the booth studying the monitor. It is the one who steps down into the room and simply moves. The watcher was never you. It was only a camera you forgot you were allowed to turn. But turning the lens outward once is easy. Keeping it there is the real fight, because the moment you start to feel calm, you will catch yourself noticing the calm, and the camera will begin, slowly, to creep back toward its own reflection. The pull inward is not random, it is rewarded. Your brain has learned to read that recursive loop as safety, and it will claw its way back the instant the world feels uncertain. Which leaves the one question that decides everything. Why does a mind that can see the exit still choose the cage? And what exactly is it so certain will happen the moment it stops watching? The answer is already on your screen, and it is stranger than the loop you just walked out of.